Today I am going to show you how to make basic meringues. The reason why you want this recipe on hand is, number one, it is cheap. In this day and age where groceries cost a lot, you want some recipes that you can make that will not cost you a lot of money. Number two, they do not use very many ingredients, yet will yield a very large portion of you're gonna get a lot of meringues from this one recipe. So it yields a very large portion so you can bring it to a party, or even if you make it for yourself, you're gonna get a lot from it. Number three, very simple to make. It's really easy. It's just a little time consuming, but not in a bad way. So they're very simple to make. And number four, they always impress. People, when I bring them to any type of event, they're like, oh my goodness, you can make meringues. It's like, yeah, I can. And guess what? You can too. They're so simple, yet people are sometimes, I don't know if they're intimidated by them or they just think they're super hard to do, but they're really, really easy. So this is going to be the basic recipe. From here, you can make like endless variations. So adding different flavors, adding food coloring, you can do different designs. Like I've done candy cane ones in the past, which were fantastic to put into hot chocolate. You can make them into, I've done like flowers with leaves. So you can make them into lots of different kinds of creations. So learn this one and then expand however you want. Really is endless. 2 tips for you. Number one, your eggs whites have to be room temperature. Do not try to do this with them straight out of the fridge, okay? Room temperature is a must. And when you remove the yolk, I highly recommend doing it in a separate bowl than the one that you're collecting the egg whites in, because learn from me, if number 4, that little drop of yolk gets into the whites, they're all gone. You can't use them, okay? So that's the second tip. You cannot have any amount of yolk in the egg whites. It won't work. And your dishes that you're gonna be using have to be perfectly clean, like no grease, no oil. So if you wanna get them a little wipe down before you use them, that's a pretty good idea, okay? So if you do those 2 things, you should have great success with this recipe. All right, here's what you're gonna need. You will need a mixer, stand or hand with a whisk attachment, 4 large eggs, the egg whites from 4 large eggs, that is, a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1 cup of sugar, dash of salt, teaspoon of vanilla, and you can spoon the meringues onto the cookie sheets that are prepared with parchment paper, or you can pipe them on. And I'm just gonna pipe mine on, just very simply today. So spoon or piping bag, one of the 2. Okay, so first off, egg whites room temperature. Second, you start your oven. It is going to be 225, okay? So not too high. We're gonna have it at a lower temperature because these meringues are gonna bake for a long period of time at a low temperature, and then the second bake is like with no temperature on, okay? But we'll go through that in a sec. So 225. Now we are just going to beat up the egg whites just a little on their own until they get foamy. Now we're going to add in the half a teaspoon of cream of tartar and a dash of salt. All right, once your egg whites look like this, where it gets a little thicker, we're going to start to add in our 1 cup of sugar. Ta-da, 1 cup of sugar. We're gonna do it slowly. Estimate about a tablespoon each time, count to 10, add another tablespoon. Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that until all the sugar is fully incorporated. Once your sugar is all mixed in, it will be very shiny, and you'll see the stiff peaks here. It's perfect. All right, now just add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Give it a good mix. This is exactly what you want it to look like, shiny and the stiff peaks. It's really solid, it holds a shape. That tells you it is done. Now we're gonna transfer this. If you wanna spoon it onto your cookie sheet, you can, or now into the piping bag like I am. This part can get a little sticky. You'll definitely want a large piping bag as well. It makes a lot of meringue. Pushing down the first half really helps make the bag more stable. And I like to add a little clip to the end just to give myself something more to grab onto, and leaves it a little cleaner. All right, so I'm just gonna leave the design pretty simple today, but I will I do like to make them a little bit larger because the larger ones are chewier. The thinner ones end up a bit drier, so whatever you're looking for. Tray 1 is done. And I've also refilled my bag. So they are now in the oven, and they are going to bake at 225 for 1 hour. When that hour is over, you're going to turn the oven off, but you're going to leave the door closed and let them continue drying out for 2 hours. That's where it becomes time consuming. But you don't need to be home or anything because the oven is off, okay? Personally, I leave the oven light on during the whole 3-hour process. I like to keep a visual on it, and I do not want to open the oven to let any of the heat escape. So that's just a little idea for you as well, that you can make sure, especially if you're new at this, that they're not burning. So it's gonna be a 3-hour cooking process altogether. There, the beautiful meringues are. It's been 1 hour, we're done. I'm just going to take off the temperature and now add 2 more hours. And here they are, all finished, barely brown on the bottom, just perfect. So now you can enjoy them just as is. Many family members just pick them up and eat them like a cookie. When I came back home from my shift at work, a couple were missing. So they've already been enjoyed. So you can eat them just like this, or I'll show you how I personally enjoy them. For me, it's like this. Some lemon curd with some fresh fruit. It's magical. It's absolutely delicious. It's incredibly vibrant and fresh, and it has like a sweet little crunch, so it hits all the right notes. Add a tiny bit of whipped cream on top, you're good to go. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this baking vlog. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I hope that you will give it a shot and try it out. Trust me, it's easy, and it is a nice basic recipe to get you going on your way to making very beautiful and creative pieces of edible art. Make sure that if you have a question or any comments, leave them down below, and please come back soon to see what I'm baking up next. Bye everyone.